is he still as popular as he once was? We did a poll for Loose Women and 33% of you said you were still a fan of Farage, but that's quite a lot who didn't answer that question positively, Janet. What did you make of that yesterday? It was quite long, wasn't it, his speech or press conference?
I thought we were seeing a new Nigel Farage. I mean, the man that I first met quite a few years ago now was very much a chatty, brilliant conversationalist, a bloke you'd be happy to have a drink with, very entertaining. And I think that kind of personality has really connected with the public.
Well, everyone used to say, especially men, like the type of guy you could have a pint with.
Exactly. And then he had that appalling plane crash and came out of it and carried on, and you thought, oh, he's plucky Brit. You know, he is a man of the people. And that's always been his persona. Now, of course, leaving aside these allegations about where the money came from and what kind of people he's associating with, we see him as a victim. He's standing yesterday giving a very emotional conference, sounding rather brittle and nervy, not the Nigel Farage I knew before, saying, you know, I'm being persecuted. I am the victim. Now, this isn't what I find this a bit of a surprise. I thought he was more resilient, more robust than that.
I hadn't heard him before talk really much about his family.
Yes.
And I was listening to it on the radio on my way home from here yesterday, and he sounded so angry.
Yes.
Now, I don't know any of this is true, whatever, but he's saying that his children had been doorstep, people had gone to their home, and he sounded furious. And I think that showed maybe a little bit more of a human side of him and less of the politician.
Yeah, and he's prickly. Now, you know, this is a bit of a shame because what set him apart from all the other politicians on offer was this easy, you know, you can approach me, I'm approachable, I'm just like you. Now we're thinking, yes, but are you just like us? And obviously in the poll, our poll showing 33% of people who answered our poll still think he's, you know, as good as the best sliced bread. But of course, in Clacton, when he stands again, will he necessarily win? I don't know.
I'm not sure either, because I think, like what you're saying, Janet, I think he'd very much, his whole kind of demeanour is, you know, I am one of the people, I am someone you can have a pint with down the pub. And then all of a sudden people are saying, well, hang on a minute, that's not like us at all. You know, we're not receiving £5 million from criminals and we're not doing this, we're not doing that. And I think his back's against the wall. He's thinking, how do I change the whole narrative here? And how do I kind of sway the attention onto something else? I know, a by-election. Let's kind of...
But that's the kind of thing Trump would do.
Exactly. It's very Trumpy, isn't it?
It's very Trumpian because he's a big fan of President Trump, who, the minute Trump's in a corner, starts a row about another issue entirely.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just kind of like changing the whole conversation into something else.
It's a bit of a smokescreen. I hear what you two are saying, he's the man of the people, but I actually think that he's somebody who says what he thinks the people want.
No, we don't think he's the man of the people. That's
Janet
what he's trying to become across
Janet said previously he's the man of the people. I think he's a man that wants to say what he thinks people want to hear. But for me, and for a lot of people, if you're supposed to be representing us, then why would you have a problem? Why are you being so sneaky? Why would you have a problem in in declaring it and saying where it come from and this, that and the other?
It is unusual because, I mean, he has come under fire and there is a lot of criticism aimed towards Nigel Farage, but the minute, like, his family started getting doorstepped and he felt that, you know, there was so much bad press, you could see him really kind of panicking and going, hang on a minute, this needs to change, I need to do something here.
I think we just want an MP to represent us that's upstanding and doesn't have all of this shadow and all of this drama. There's so much drama.
No, but Brenda, there's always
drama.
There's always drama.
What does that say to you about our system?
As long as I've been a journalist, MPs have been involved in scandal of all description. Who can forget the MP expenses scandal, where we discovered that some of them had moats and duck houses and all sorts of things.
MP scandal, moat scandal, COVID scandal, parties in the... You know, it's just one thing after another.
It's ever been thus, hasn't it, really?
Yeah.
It has. Lots of you sending us your comments. Thank you very much. We love hearing from you. Margaret says, let the people of Clacton have their say. Tesney says, I'm still voting reform. Joe, not only should he stand in the by-election, a general election should take place, which a lot of people have been saying, Janet, haven't they? Hopefully he'll become PM. Yes. Denise says...
I'll vote for you.
As Charlotte says, in the real world, if I quit my job, do you think I'd get in again if I reapplied?
Good point.
And Denise, that's very good, Charlotte, thank you. Denise says, I'd vote for Count Binface.
The only other
Count
candidate.
Binface does, look him up. But it appears, I mean, at the moment, all the other parties are saying they're not going to run in this by-election, and it would be Nigel Farage
It
and
makes
Count
Nigel
Binface.
Farage look like a clown standing against a dustbin.
Oh. Well, watch this space, I'm sure. But we're all talking about him, aren't we?
That's what he
We are all
wanted.
talking about him today. It's exactly what he wants.